Good morning from Bali, everyone. It's Nyepi from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about character as our foundation, and I thought I'd start logically with this quotation, which says, "Character is the real foundation of all worthwhile success." Character is the real foundation of all worthwhile success. And what is character? So character can be defined as the way someone thinks, feels, and behaves. Some people might say it's someone's personality. And so thinks, feels, and behaves, and oftentimes that is a character that we start understanding or feeling like we understand. And if you think about these words, thinks, feels, and behaves, how often do you change your thoughts? How often do your feelings change? How often do your behaviors change? And sometimes it's because of new learning. Sometimes it's because of a new experience, a new person in your environment, or sometimes a familiar person who is behaving in a maybe less than familiar way. Or sometimes it's because of words that are spoken that you speak or another speaks, and then your reaction to them. This is all what we perceive as a person's character. And many times people will say this person has a really great character, this person is a really great character, this person showed a part of their character that they've never shown before, all of those things. And we think, oftentimes, that we know that this is this person's character. Now, if we know that all of these things are changeable, we know that a character is also evolving moment to moment. And we might see some things that are very stable and fundamental to a person that we see regularly, and we might see something that's out of the blue, very different. And what do? We like to feel that we understand something, so we start making some judgments of, oh, this was out of character, or this is really in character. And we like to compartmentalize people. Yet, I can tell you that today's video has been inspired by, here in Bali, we've just had Nyepi Day, which was right after Ogo Ogo. And this was a time to understand duality. And the Nyepi Day is very much about a silent day, really encouraging introspection, meditation, and really understanding one's thoughts and feelings. So one could say it's a self-reflective time or a mindfulness opportunity. And it's interesting because here, like everywhere, we can have opportunities to do this. We can actually make a specific meditative time to, I'm going to do this in this time. And this is a whole day that is recommending this for its people in Bali. And I really feel that there is a value that's associated with this activity, which is really understood by the depth of most spirituality. Here in Bali, it's very Hindu based, and they'll call it Balinese Hinduism, but if we look at it, it's very much this Hindu perspective. Yet, when we look at Hinduism, we'll see that the root of Hinduism is actually very much the same as the roots of all religions and traditions. And right now, we're just about to celebrate in the world Eid. Some places already are celebrating. Eid is a Muslim celebration, and this Muslim celebration is following a month of fasting from sunrise to sunset, and so people can eat from sunset to sunrise. But there's also other senses that are avoided in that fasting time. So the recommendation is don't look at things that will bring about not good energies in the mind. Don't speak things that are not good. Don't listen to music that brings up certain emotions that are not so positive. It is about giving a break to all of the senses, and then recognizing, because often when we have a space from something, we start to value it. So when we haven't eaten all day, we start to really value food. Now again, the same intention is recommended for both of these. This whole idea of go within and understand yourself and understand what your mind is thinking, what you're craving, what you're missing, what you're appreciating, and this is introspective. So again, we see that here in Indonesia, these are the two main religions, yet we know that Christianity is practiced here, Buddhism is practiced here too. similar ideas in both of these. So we can see in Christianity, it's the period of Lent that comes along that is about letting go of something. Same idea, it's letting go to appreciate something. And when I think of this, this is what really helps us be mindful of our character. Now, how many people are really doing this? And this is not to count anything, but I actually feel it's very similar in the whole world. So if I say 10% of people here are really getting into this space of this is what this day is for, this is what I'm going to do, and it's not for this day. So just like fasting is not for one day or 1 week or 1 month, it's about this appreciation day to day. So if we do this in one period of time, we have this ability, this awareness that we can carry forth throughout the year. Yet we know that unless we're practicing mindfully, what am I thinking now? How am I speaking now? How am I behaving now? It just gets kind of lost, and I'll just wait till the next occasion to remind myself and then, refresh everything. And so here in Bali, there's lots of cleansing ceremonies, and in this time too, this is again cleansing the senses. So of course lights are out in Nyepi, and there's no traffic on the street. There's definitely so much that is set up to allow people to do this introspection time easily. In North America, or maybe most of the world, we can see that we might have had Sundays off for some length of time, and then we started working for Sundays because there was a need that we needed to make money, and then people needed to get groceries, and when else are they going to get, and all of those things, those justifications. And we started looking at meditation is actually good. All around the world, people are looking at meditation, and then we take it like kind of like that dose of medicine. We'll take that, and then that should hold me for the day. And yet each moment it can be meditative when we are in line with our thoughts, our words, and our actions. So the next thing I thought I would mention on this same note is, let's say people are doing these things regularly, and people are watching that people are doing these things regularly, and someone builds up a reputation for, wow, they're so religious, they're so spiritual because they fast every year, or they're very introspective on Nyepi, or they honor Lent anyway. Judaism, of course, also has fasting days. So all of this, we can look at people, and that builds up a character or reputation. And yet, is it more for the public image, or is it for the person who's actually truly mindfully behaving from this space every day? And so this quotation says, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it, because all of the people that will think that someone is very religious, very spiritual, in 5 minutes, if they discover something, I think they stole something from here, and it was even in Lent, or it was in Ramadan, or it was on Nyepi, whatever. I find out something, truth or lie, I'm not really caring about. I heard it, I think it's from someone who speaks truth, and I'm going to believe it, and I will kill the reputation of someone I've actually seen and respected. Is it based on truth? How will we ever know someone else's truth? But in this moment, I'm certainly representing my truth that, this is how I'm going to behave now. I'm going to treat them poorly because they were acting like they're religious, and now I've learned this. That's only me ruining my own reputation, because honestly, to be able to understand, to forgive, to have compassion, to know that we don't know everything is so important. And then to apologize for even jumping to a conclusion from hearing some word of mouth, some gossip, some whatever. And then to actually have, usually a lot of people feel a lot of power in these places that, I knew that they were doing something. And you can see whether you do this, whether it's about someone in your office that you suddenly hear something about or see them doing something. I know when I was working in offices or hospital situations even, I would see that, someone's working at the front desk and they just take some extra paper home, or they take some extra ink, or they take extra pens. And I can always understand if someone has forgotten that the pen is still on their lab coat or something. But sometimes people are, you know what, I'm just going to take these pens because I know that they've got some, my kids need some pens right now. All sorts of reasons and excuses for stealing, and that's actually happening. And can I be compassionate that this person doesn't feel like they can buy pens when they leave this office for whatever reason? They don't think they have time, they don't think they have money, whatever it is, there's something. And to be in that space of understanding and not judgment, it takes a lot of good character. So then I thought I would also share this quotation, because we've just had a group here, and in my time in Indonesia and in Thailand, I've actually had the pleasure of seeing a number of students coming in and out and from different countries, and just spending time as a group going through these countries. And I see that this is a process that a lot of universities are encouraging, and I see that this is such a wonderful time for students to be learning the things that are most important. And what do we think is most important? Oftentimes these days, and maybe every day, this has been around for a long time, that if you're making money on what you're learning, then that's important. If you can make money on what you're learning, then that's important. If you can put this on your resume that you've traveled to this place, that's important. This does nothing about building character. And this character building, if it's not developed in this age, and if it's not focused on, and if tools are not given and taught and practiced, we understand why the foundation of our society has become so shaky. And this is all over the world. So this quotation is by Diogenes. It says, "The foundation of every state is the education of its youth." The foundation of every state is the education of its youth. And I think every country is certainly looking at the value of education. At the same time, what are we educating? Are we educating that, you study this and just get through this and get a job and start making money, then you can think about your character, and really for now you just have to be liked enough to be hired. And this is what's happened. And then when we're liked enough to be hired, then we try to be liked enough to stay in a particular position. We try to be liked enough to get a raise, but we're not good characters because we want more than the other person that's around us. And it's okay if you're doing way more work and you're paid more, and yet to think that's okay because the person beside you, you don't know the work that they're doing. You're only seeing a partial amount of what they may be doing or what they're carrying in life. And this is something that allows us to build our character from humility, with compassion, with honesty, with integrity, and with a true character of helping the world. And then finally today, I thought I'd finish with this quotation, which says, "You must have a strong foundation so that your roots will not rot." You must have a strong foundation so that your roots will not rot. What does this mean? We have a strong foundation, I have a strong home? No, that's not the foundation we're thinking about. Are we thinking about the earth? Well, that's definitely important. Yet there's not that many people that are working right on the earth. Yet it is the energies that we send out into the universe from us that actually does affect the earth, that does affect the foundation of stability within a home, or within a company, or within a society, within a community, within a country, within this earth. Today, I hope that we will nurture our roots. What I feel has been forgotten is the character that are our roots. And today I'm going to also put a link to a video that I made some time ago, about a year ago. It's about Shakti power, and Shakti is power. Shakti is a Sanskrit word which is talking about foundation, about this strength that is within us, and it's from who we are introspective enough to remember that this is our original nature of goodness, of love, of compassion. Today, post Ogo Ogo and post Nyepi, let us continue to remember that our foundation is based on our good character, which is inherent in all of us. I wish you a fantastic day or night ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day or night, everyone.